Hello and welcome to my Guardians of Middle-earth review for PC. It's a MOBA game. So there's a lot of competitive MOBA games out there like Dota and League of Legends, of course. So it had a lot to live up to. There's no in-game shop. You just level up your abilities, which is quite good if you're new to the genre. If you haven't played in MOBA before, then it's really good for starting out with. So the more experienced users might not like it much. They're quite quick. The games probably last around half an hour. For a MOBA, that is pretty quick. When you look at something like League of Legends, which an average game is probably roughly around 45 minutes to an hour. So it's quite short compared to there. There's quite a lot of characters. There's plenty of characters for you to go over from the Lord of the Rings universe. Very good. The main problem with the game is probably the matchmaking. Seeing that there isn't really too much of a community, so matchmaking can take ages. And if you can't find anyone in matchmaking, or you can only find 2 people, then they're filled other spaces with bots, which is really nice. That means the wait isn't as long. But then you can also see that as a bad point, as the community isn't there, so they're having to fill it with bots, so it isn't as competitive. So yeah, you can take or leave that one. Yeah, the matchmaking, they just take far too long. You're looking at around probably, it took me around 5-10 minutes just to get into a game, and that was with only 3 or 4 players. So not really too great. Maximum is 6 players, so that's quite standard. Yeah, so that isn't too bad. Lack of players is really frustrating online. That is especially for MOBA, when it's all about the online and there's no online there. So it's really good for beginners, as in you just have to level up your abilities. There's no items to buy, so it's really good in that kind of sense. It also feels a bit clunky on the mouse, which is a bit frustrating when you're trying to last hit and whatnot. So for an MMO, it's for a MOBA, so it's quite difficult to actually just play normally. It's some of the bad issues. It's really laggy sometimes. Whenever I played any online games, it was really laggy. Also the long matchmaking times and lack of players online. Good points, really good for beginners. If you've never played a MOBA before, then highly recommend this one. And it's really simple, easy to use, and I think anyone could probably figure out how to play MOBA after having a little go at this game. And it uses bots if there isn't enough players, which is a good feature because there isn't enough players. But that I don't really like putting that as a good point, but sadly it is. So I would say the game's okay. If you play other MOBAs, you're not going to play this game realistically. You're going to play what you normally play, so Dota, League of Legends, or any of the other MOBAs out there, like Dongate. But yeah, it's disappointing because it is the Lord of the Rings, the Hobbit. It's a really good universe, has some really amazing characters. The classes in there are really good, but without a community, you don't really have a MOBA. So I would probably recommend not to get this game, but if you're a huge Lord of the Rings fan and you can get it cheap on Steam, then I would highly recommend it. As I think I only got it for £1 or £2, which is an amazing price. So yeah, cheers for checking out the channel and the review.